Something looked different this morning. Not wrong, just not quite right. You stood there, hair done, and something still felt like it was working against you. You couldn't name it. That feeling has a name, and it lives in your haircut. You are not someone who stopped caring. You pay attention. You invest in yourself. Which is exactly why this is still bothering you. Because the answer has been sitting in a stylist's chair all along, and nobody handed you the map. Every single day the wrong cut is quietly pulling your features downward, flattening your cheekbones, and adding 4 to 6 years to your face before you've even stepped outside. And the worst part? It takes one appointment to fix. Just one. There is one specific haircut in part 3 that a stylist I spoke to called the most quietly aging cut she sees on women over 60, and she said most of her clients are asking for it by name without realizing what it's doing. That loop stays open until part 3. I researched the worst style and beauty mistakes and youth-boosting fixes for mature women, so you get simple, proven transformations that work immediately. Today we're covering 7 rejuvenating haircuts to look 10 years younger, rich, and elegant at 60 plus. And by part 2, you're going to want to stop and look in the mirror. I mean it. Part 1 opens with the cut that lifts your entire face without a single product. Part 2 has a fix so specific it surprises every woman who hears it. Part 3 is the one I mentioned. Stay for it. Parts 4 and 5 give you the full picture so nothing is left behind. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. I cover this every week. Part 1, the layered lob. The cut that lifts everything. You have been one haircut away from this your entire life. That is not an exaggeration. The layered lob, a long bob that falls between the collarbone and the jaw, with soft movement built in through graduated layers, is the single most universally flattering cut for women over 60, and almost nobody is wearing it the way it was meant to be worn. Here is the thing most women do not know going into the salon. There is a difference between a blunt lob and a layered lob, and that difference is everything. The blunt version sits flat. It weighs the hair down at the ends. It pulls the eye straight down along the face, which is the opposite of what mature bone structure needs. This is the one I want you to sit with for a moment. Your bone structure deserves better than a cut that fights it. The layered lob does something the blunt version simply cannot. The layers remove the weight from the ends and allow the hair to move. And movement is what creates the illusion of lift. When your hair has movement, the eye travels upward. When the eye travels upward, your cheekbones read higher, your jawline reads cleaner, and your whole face looks like it was lit from within. This is not a style trick. This is geometry. Your natural elegance was always there. This cut just lets it lead. Write this one down. A good layered lob starts with the length. You want the ends to rest between your collarbone and the bottom of your ear. That zone is the magic window. Too short, and it cups the jaw in a way that can widen the face. Too long, and the weight pulls everything south again. In that collarbone to ear zone, your features sit in the perfect frame. Ask your stylist for layers that begin at the cheekbone and graduate down. That specific instruction is what separates a cut that transforms from one that just trims. Now for the maintenance, because the layered lob only stays transformative if the layers are refreshed every 8 weeks. This is non-negotiable. When layers grow out, they collapse back into a blunt line, and the lift disappears. Set the appointment before you leave the salon. That one habit keeps the cut working for you at full strength. If you are still wearing a blunt chin-length bob, swap it for a layered lob that lands at the collarbone. The movement alone changes how your cheekbones read in every photograph. If your current cut has no layers below the ear, ask for soft face framing pieces that begin at the cheekbone. That small addition lifts the entire upper third of your face without touching the length. Honestly, this is the cut I wish I could hand to every woman who walks into a salon and says just clean it up. Because clean is not the same as transformative, and you deserve transformative. Coming up next, the one swap that takes 30 seconds to describe and changes how your entire face reads on camera. And it involves a part you have probably been drawing in the same place for years. Part 2, the side swept part, the instant facelift nobody charges for. Most women have been drawing their part in the same place since their 20s. Same side, same line, same habit. And that habit, that one invisible line on your scalp, is quietly doing more to age your face than almost any product you own. Here is something that surprises nearly everyone the first time they hear it. Your part is not neutral. It is not just a way to organize your hair. It is a structural line that either opens your face or closes it. And after 60, when your face has naturally shifted in its proportions, your temples sitting differently, your hairline subtly changed, the part you have always used may now be working directly against your features. You needed to hear this. A center part, especially on hair that has thinned even slightly at the crown, creates a dividing line that draws the eye directly downward through the face. It splits your features into two halves and emphasizes the vertical drop of your face rather than the width of your cheekbones. This specific line is adding years, not guesses, years. A deep side part does the opposite. It creates diagonal movement across the crown, which draws the eye upward and across. That upward diagonal is what makes your cheekbones read higher and your brow look lifted, all without touching your face. This is the one a friend of mine heard and immediately called her stylist. She called from the car park. The side part works because of where it begins. Most women who try a side part start it too far over, almost at the temple, which creates a flat, forced look. The sweet spot is 2 finger widths from your natural hairline on whichever side gives you more natural volume at the root. Place your comb there. Draw the line back at a slight diagonal rather than straight back. That diagonal is what creates the lift. Straight back flattens. Diagonal lifts. One small shift in the angle of your part changes the entire geometry of your face. There is something about the side part that nobody in this space says clearly enough. It is not just about where the part is. It is about what the hair does after the part. If you draw a deep side part, and then let the hair fall flat on both sides, you lose most of the benefit. The side that falls heavier needs a small amount of root lift, a touch of mousse at the root before drying, or simply blow drying that side upward rather than down. That root lift is where the real transformation lives. For maintenance, once a week, switch which side you part on for a day. This prevents your hair from becoming so trained to one direction that the root lift disappears. A parting that has been in the same place for decades takes 3 to 4 washes to fully retrain. So give it that time before you judge the result. If you are still parting from the center, swap it for a deep side part beginning 2 finger widths from your hairline on your fuller side. The volume alone will change how your face reads in the next photograph you take. If your side part is already there but the hair falls flat, add 15 seconds of upward blow drying at the root. That is all the time it takes to reclaim the lift. The next mistake is the one I see most often, and the most expensive one to fix if you leave it too long. It is in part 3 and it involves the cut most women are specifically requesting by name right now. Part 3, the mushroom cut. The most quietly aging request in any salon right now. There is a cut that is everywhere right now. You have seen it on social media. You may have seen it on women in your own circle. You may have even considered asking for it yourself. And I have to tell you something that most stylists are not saying loudly enough, because clients keep requesting it and stylists keep delivering it, even when they know what it does. The mushroom cut. Round, full at the crown, with the sides curving inward and the ends flipping slightly under. It looks modern in a photograph. It looks structured and deliberate on a younger woman. On a woman over 60, it does something entirely different. And this is what I meant in the intro when I said a stylist I spoke to named it as the single most quietly aging cut she sees requested by name. Here is what the mushroom cut does structurally. The inward curve at the sides draws the widest point of the hair directly level with the jaw and cheekbone. That placement, hair widest at the jaw, emphasizes the lower face and visually pulls the features downward. The rounded crown adds volume at the top but without height, which means the overall silhouette reads as a horizontal oval rather than an elongated vertical frame. Your face needs vertical. Horizontal adds years. That is not a guideline. That is what your bone structure is telling every room you walk into. Yes, that's simple. I watched a woman in a salon last week. Stunning bone structure, perfect posture, and her mushroom cut was doing all the wrong things to her face. She kept asking the stylist to just clean it up a little. She didn't know she was asking for more of the same problem. She didn't know because nobody had told her what to ask for instead. What you want instead is a cut that is widest at the cheekbone, not the jaw. A soft layered cut with the fullest point of the silhouette sitting at, or just above the cheekbone creates a completely different visual effect. The eye reads width at the cheekbone, which makes the face red as lifted. The jaw appears narrower. The neck appears longer. This is the specific swap that changes the entire frame of your face. If you are currently wearing a mushroom cut, and you love the shorter length, you do not have to abandon short hair. Ask for a soft pixie or a tapered cut with length left at the crown. That combination gives you the modern brevity of a short cut without the jaw-widening silhouette. The difference between a mushroom and a tapered shortcut is where the stylist puts the length and where they put the volume. Volume at the crown with tapered sides creates vertical lift. Volume at the jaw with rounded sides creates horizontal spread. One word, vertical, is all you need to give your stylist to begin steering this in the right direction. For maintenance, a cut that is widest at the cheekbone needs a trim every 6 weeks rather than 8, because as the sides grow out they naturally begin to widen again. And that is the moment the silhouette starts aging you. If you are currently wearing the mushroom cut, swap it for a layered cut with the widest point at the cheekbone. Just that one structural shift reclaims years from your face without changing the overall length dramatically. If your current cut has inward curving ends, ask your stylist to remove the underflip. Straight or outward movement at the ends lengthens the neck and immediately makes you look more refined. I didn't expect part 4 to be the one people message me about most. But it always is. Part 4, curtain bangs and the pixie with length. 2 cuts that frame the face like nothing else. Bold statement, and I mean every word of it. Of all the cuts available to a woman over 60, these 2 are the most underused and the most transformative. Not because they are dramatic, because they are precise. And precision is what your features respond to at this stage of your life. Let's start with curtain bangs, because most women over 60 have written bangs off completely. And I understand why. Heavy, blunt, full bangs can look harsh, can age the forehead, and can be a maintenance nightmare. But curtain bangs are something entirely different. They are long, soft, center-parted pieces that sweep outward from the center of the forehead and blend into the rest of the hair without a hard line anywhere. They are the opposite of a blunt fringe. They are the opposite of high maintenance. And they do something for your beautiful eyes and bone structure that no other cut can replicate. What curtain bangs do is frame the upper third of your face, the part where your eyes live. By drawing a soft diagonal line inward toward the eyes, they create a frame that pulls every person's gaze directly to your most expressive feature. This is the one a woman told me she had avoided for 20 years and then tried on a whim. And she said she looked in the mirror and genuinely did not recognize how rested and bright she looked. That is not a coincidence. That is what framing the right zone of the face does. This one is everything. They suit almost every face shape because they are adjustable. Rounder faces need curtain bangs swept wider and longer, past the cheekbone. More angular faces can carry them slightly shorter, ending just below the brow. Ask your stylist for the version that suits your face shape specifically. Those 2 adjustments are the entire conversation you need to have. Now the pixie with length. Not a classic pixie. Not a traditional crop. A pixie with length specifically means keeping 2 to 3 inches of length at the crown and the top, while the sides and nape are kept short and clean. This combination does something structurally important. It creates height at the top of the head, which elongates the face, while the clean sides prevent any widening at the jaw. The key instruction when asking for this cut: tell your stylist you want the length disconnected from the sides. That single word, disconnected, is what separates a pixie with lift from a pixie that blends into a mushroom shape. Disconnected length at the crown sits up and away from the sides, which creates the vertical line your face needs. Blended length collapses into the sides and loses all the structural benefit. For maintenance, the pixie with length needs the sides trimmed every 5 weeks. The crown length can go 8 weeks before a refresh. Schedule those 2 appointments separately if you can. It is more economical and keeps the cut precise between full appointments. If you have written off bangs entirely, swap that assumption for a trial of soft curtain bangs that start at the center of your forehead and sweep past your cheekbone. Give it 6 weeks before you judge it. If you are considering going shorter but worried about width, swap a full crop for a pixie with length at the crown. The height it creates changes the entire proportion of your face in a way that a full crop simply cannot. There's one thing about part 5 that nobody in this space talks about. That's next. Part 5, the textured bob and the shaggy layers. The final 2 cuts that complete the picture. Here is what nobody says plainly enough. After 60, your hair changes in texture, not just in color. It becomes finer. It loses some of its natural elasticity. The cuts that worked at 45 are working against physics now. Because the hair that once held a shape naturally now needs the cut itself to do that structural work. The textured bob and the shaggy layered cut are the 2 styles built specifically for this reality. They are not trends. They are engineered responses to exactly what your hair is doing right now. The textured bob is not a blunt bob with choppy ends added in as an afterthought. It is a bob where the entire internal structure of the cut is built on layers of varying lengths, some long, some short, that create movement and body throughout the whole head of hair rather than just at the surface. The difference between a blunt bob and a textured bob, when worn on fine silver hair, is the difference between hair that lies flat and hair that appears twice as full. This specific choice is silently making fine hair look even finer every single morning. And a textured bob fixes it at the root of the structure. Ask your stylist for point cutting at the ends rather than blunt scissor cuts across the line. Point cutting means the scissors go into the ends at an angle rather than straight across. And that technique is what gives the ends their soft, textured, piecewise finish. This is the technical instruction that separates a textured bob that moves from one that sits. Write it down. Use those exact words in your next appointment. Secretly, this is the cut that photographs best of all 7. The movement catches light differently in every frame, which means your hair looks alive and dimensional in photographs rather than flat and one-dimensional. Now the shaggy layered cut. This is the one that surprises people most because it sounds like a young person's style. It is not. A shaggy layered cut for women over 60 means soft, long layers throughout the mid-length hair, with wispy ends that are intentionally debulked, and light feathered pieces around the face. The shag does not mean disheveled. It means deliberately textured at every level of the cut. What the shaggy cut does for fine, aging hair is distribute weight so evenly that the hair appears perpetually full. Heavy blunt ends make fine hair look sparse because the weight all sits in one place. When the weight is distributed across multiple layers, each layer holds its own volume. And the combined effect is hair that looks genuinely thick. This is not an illusion. This is structural engineering your stylist can execute in one appointment. For both cuts, the textured bob and the shaggy layers, the maintenance tip is the same. Use a dry texture spray at the roots after styling, not at the ends. Most women spray texture at the ends because that is where the texture is visible. But the ends do not need the help. The roots do. A light texture spray at the root, finger comb through before the hair sets, is what keeps both cuts looking professionally styled between appointments. If you are still wearing a blunt bob on fine hair, swap it for a textured bob with internal layers and point cut ends. The volume difference will be visible the moment you step out of the salon chair. If your layered cut has grown heavy and shapeless, ask for a shaggy refresh with debulked ends. That one technical instruction removes the weight that has been dragging your style downward. You have been one conversation with your stylist away from all of this. Now you know exactly what to say. You just learned 7 specific haircuts: the layered lob, the deep side part styling, the truth about the mushroom cut, curtain bangs, the pixie with length, the textured bob, and the shaggy layered cut, and exactly what each one does for your face, your bone structure, and the way the world reads you the moment you walk into a room. You didn't just watch a video. You changed what you'll say in your next salon appointment. Tell me in the comments, which of these 7 cuts surprised you most, and which one are you booking in for first? I genuinely want to know. Next time, we're getting into the one color mistake that adds 10 years overnight, and it is not the shade most women assume it is. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I'll see you in the next one.